Why? Hello and welcome to the cast of Cruel versus. Wow, I'm sorry. To Psosa versus Chimaera, the second match for this round of 4 of the Chobo Star League. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the Chobo Star League is a technically, nominally, Diamond and below GSL style team individual league for the upper echelon of CTL players to allow for some sort of individual accomplishment. However, as we get on, these best players, they tend to be no longer Diamond. They hit Masters, and that's where we are right now. So we have two players. We have Psosa, who won Season 2, I want to say, and Chimaera, who has been tearing up the ace match of the CTL for quite a while and recently hit Diamond within the last two seasons. Now, Chimaera is one of... Psosa and Chimaera are two of the three players that were probably picked by most people to make it to the finals and to win. The other one, it was waiting them for the finals in Monk. Now, I don't know whether they will be able to beat Monk, but this should certainly be a very good series. Psosa is kind of known for a very strong play style. He tends to veer towards the cheesy side, as his reputation in the CTL goes. I know Chimaera, he likes to play more macro. He in his round of 16 groups, he had Razgriz, his opponent, other than me, all into him 5 times, and he held 4 of them and just went on to win from there. And I know he does like roaches, but has been practicing mutas, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And I have been negligent. I do have a co-caster with me, and his name is Polar.
Hello. What's going on, everybody? Now, Bailmove, you played Chimaera, and I think that I want to say one of the biggest upsets. I don't think it is the biggest, but it was a pretty big upset in defeating him, so good job. But I believe you were able to beat Chimaera. Chimaera said it was through Mutalisks.
It was.
And I wish I saw the games versus Puddle, but did you see any of those? Could you tell me a little bit Chimaera's playstyle versus Puddle?
I looked at them, I believe, so I don't remember, unfortunately. I want to say there was some cheesy stuff, as it's... I saw these games, I just don't remember them well. There was some cheesy stuff. Chimaera won with mutas. I think he ran a roach game once. I want to say the score was 3-0 or 3-1. Chimaera did kind of stop him. Which makes sense, as Puddle was pretty much the last remaining Diamond in the tournament. Which means he gets to come back for Season 2. I wish I could, but I'm going to not have a computer this summer, pretty much.
Oh, rip.
So I do expect... I haven't practiced... Chimaera has kind of turned into a ZVZ practice partner for me. It's great. I'm hoping he recently put a looking for team ad in the CTL, and I'm hoping he picks CT6. We tend to be pretty great.
I think any team that picks him up is extremely lucky.
Very much so. He thinks a lot about the game, and he's an incredibly talented player. His mechanics are fantastic. And we've been playing a lot of Muta Wars. It's come to about 50-50, depending on subtle things. Like if he gets lair 10 seconds faster, that may catapult him to a win, or he sneaks 5 lings in my base and kills 2 workers. Like we're very evenly matched, so it's become really 50-50, which is fantastic. So his deficiency in Muta play, I don't think is there like it was like 3 weeks ago, and he's still very strong in Roach Wars, as that's kind of his preferred play style.
This is definitely a clash of the Titans, because Psosa also a very good Zerg. He's been around the CTL for a long time. I first met him in Season 6, I believe, and we were in the semifinals for the original CSL. It was a little bit different back then. But Psosa, I know he's a very in-depth player. He has a lot of different builds that he can pull out. And like you said, they can be really aggressive, but he also knows how to play the 30-40 minute long macro games as well.
Do those even exist in Legacy of the Void? I mean...
In Legacy of the Void, I have no idea. In the Heart of the Swarm, oh god. Oh god.
Did he play Swarm Hosts? I feel like...
He was awful. I hated playing against him. He was so good. He would go like mass Swarm Host, and then once you finally cleaned all them up, he went like 40 mutas, and they just steamrolled you. At least versus Protoss.
Honestly, so Swarm Hosts were a ton of fun to play with.
No, I never played Zerg, so I disagree. I think they were just awful. Oh god, I hated them. I have nightmares.
I mean,
cold sweats.
To be fair, I may be a little bit biased because the alternative was playing against Blinkstalker Sentry, which was terrible to play against. That or Mech, and beating Mech without Swarm Hosts is there's a reason it was called Cancer Mech. Like, that was, if you did not kill them within 30 minutes, give up. I mean,
Either
sure,
that or it goes on for another hour and 30 minutes.
yeah, and sure, like, you steal their bases, you try to trade well. But really, it's not. It wasn't fun. And as much as I feel for you, Protoss, but although towards the end that I don't know, I find when I'm playing a very harass-centered style, it's interesting. I enjoy it quite a bit. I'm going to set up the first map. So, and that's kind of how you had to beat Swarmhosts. So, I guess on that, with that way of looking at it, I did it become more fun towards the end? I don't know. I enjoyed kind of the very defense. That's how I try to play, but very defensively. Get up to that 4, 5, 6 bases. Get that. Just go late game.
Zerg has a very strong late game with the Vipers.
Are you talking about against Protoss? Because that is not the case. We have a strong
Vipers
mid
are
game.
still really good. Vipers versus Protoss are
Vipers are good, but when you hit that Storm Golden Armada, that is.
Well, yeah, those are fun. I enjoy those.
So. Really, the thing, the way Zerg works in Legacy of the Void now, and of course we're not talking about ZVZ because we'll have plenty to talk about in the game, I guess.
Oh yeah, we got a full 2 hours for that.
It's ZVZ. We have a full 10 minutes of this. What are you talking about?
Oh, true.
But so Zerg hits hits the late game faster with Ultralisks, with things like that. But Terran and Protoss seem to have the better late game.
Terran, I agree with. I don't know. I haven't gotten too far besides just Mass Tempest, which I'm not too sure about.
I mean, Mass Tempest is almost okay. So I can't go Broodlords.
That's true. That's 100% true. You go Broodlords, Protoss is very happy.
Mass Corruptor dies to Storm Sky Toss.
Well, that's why you need the Vipers. You get the Vipers, so you can pull them, get a little Hydra action going. You got Lurkers set up the map, so my ground force can't go too far.
The trick is then you sit it over Dead Space.
That's true. And I guess I have Oracles too, because Oracles are super good.
Yeah, and then you just shell that stuff away. And sure, a Viper's going to be able to get one maybe, but you get a mothership on top of that, and it's like... And then Storms to when Vipers go and you feedback it.
How's Infestors now? I know we're getting pretty far off topic, but how's Infestors in CVP?
And now we are waiting for Psosa. We have a little buggery with... and no, like, buggeries in there are bugs, not buggeries in, swearing at people. Sees no team, okay. In terms of infestors are good, and it's great that Neuroparasite got buffed, but they're used more in ZVT because their utility isn't quite there again. Like, okay, so you get them occasionally when you're going lurkers against Protoss, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because then they can't micro away. You get
Even with
them.
Ravengers too a little bit.
What?
Even with Ravengers too a little bit.
Yeah.
You just have Infestor Ravengers, yeah.
Although if I'm going Ravager, I generally don't have them towards the late game. You get Lings to surround and then Ravager down. It does the same thing. Which is honestly a fantastic feeling when you get the Lings around and you just pour 60 damage shots over everything, they die. It's very satisfying.
It is. I've been playing a little bit of Zerg now, and I've started using Ravengers. They're hard, man. They're hard to use.
They really it takes. Okay, so do you have the rapid fire hotkey set up?
No, because I use one hockey setup for all 3 races, and so I'm stuck on Zealots. So I just have rapid fire Zealots, and that's it.
Okay, so you cannot.
I gotta change that.
You cannot use Ravagers without rapid fire hotkey.
Why do you just press C and just drag your mouse across the screen?
That's because if you shift click, the Ravagers will not fire biles until they finish their attack move, and they will continue to attack move until with everything within the set range of the spot you click. So you're never going to get the biles off unless you individually click them, which is not efficient.
Makes sense, yeah.
Actually, it was funny. We have a player on my team who didn't know that, and then we be like, "No, you got to do this. Set up this way." And she won like 10 games in a row. She was so happy.
Oh, Psosa.
So what we're dealing with right now is Psosa is for some reason unable to load into the lobby, so we're waiting for him to relog. That is the delay.
First map will be on Dust Towers.
And
I think it's a pretty standard map. Survived the ladder switch.
Yeah, it's the most standard map. And honestly, when I'm playing ZVZ, it makes me mad because it just hard counters what I'm doing.
Why are you like a 2 or like 2 or 3 base and just go?
Oh, no. So, in ZVZ, right? 3 hatch before pool, hard counters hatch first. And it is very good on this map because you can block the ramp, and it's very difficult to scout both the front natural and the back natural. And most people, if they see the front natural, they're not going to scout the back natural, right? And then by the time a 2-hatch tries to punish this, they will have speed out, they will have Zerglings, they'll have 3 hatches of Zerglings, and they'll have about equal workers. If they try to put their 3rd hatch down and play from there, they will be behind. And the 3-hatch before pool can also turn into a 3-base speedling all-in, like what you'll see against Protoss. And it works really well on this map and Orbital, because they have those hidden pocket naturals. Hey, Psosa's coming. I guess he's joining off of you.
There we go.
There we go. All in.
I bet first map. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm always wrong, so I don't care. But I am gonna say, who's your favorite in this? You go first.
I love Chimaera. I think he's very good. But I think Psosa probably takes this 3-2. It depends on the Baneling hits, depends on what's happening. I think if Psosa tries to go more aggressive, more all-in, I think Chimaera takes it. I think if it goes late game, I think Psosa probably has a better chance. What do you think?
I think I'm with you. I think... Whoops. I'm totally with you. I think Psosa has this. I don't think it would be necessarily an upset if Chimaera won, but I think Psosa will take it 3-2. I could definitely see a 3-1. I do think Psosa is, and I'm sorry to say this in front of you, Bamo, but I think he's the strongest Zerg in the CTL.
Oh, I acknowledge that Psosa is a better Zerg than me. Alright, so, come here. There we go. I'm just trying to get my stuff set up. Alright, so, spawning. In the top right, we have all-ins Psosa.
And in the bottom left, from Team Outset, but currently a free agent, it is Chimaera.
And he also plays for Rival Gaming, which is what is that, semi-pro? I know Ninkazi's
I believe they're like a master grandmaster team. They used to be in the CTL, but then all their diamonds got promoted, so they were like, hey, let's graduate.
Yeah, Kaboosh was their captain.
Yeah, great guy.
I remember this happening. So, it looks like Chimaera is going for a hatch first kind of standard 17 hatch, and Psosa is doing the same thing. Now, what's interesting though is Chimaera has taken the back natural, whereas Psosa has taken the front natural. Not a lot you can say about this at the moment. The front natural gives you the opportunity to be a little bit more aggressive, whereas the back natural is a little bit more defensive. I like the front natural in ZVZ because it hides when you take your 3rd, and also allows you to get your creep spread faster and kill scouting overlords with your first queen in your natural. And of course, you can always wall off, and you'll still most likely be able to defend.
Seems pretty just a mirror matchup, literally, right now. Both going for the gas and spawning pool. Taking that gas first allows you to get that link speed right when the spawning pool pops. And Psosa just needs to fix that one worker. There we go. And I guess the question is, when are they going to take... Is Psosa planning on taking an early 3rd because he took that really fast... Or not really fast, but that aggressive natural?
That would be interesting. Generally, it's about... If he's going to do it, it's going to be about, like, 32 supply. In terms of, if you're going to take an early 3rd, which an early 3rd generally means roaches. But, right now we have the divergent insect paths, right? We have Psosa, and he's getting a Baneling Nest. He's keeping his 3 workers in gas, and he's not getting speed. So he's going for... He's going to play very defensively. If he had gotten speed, more likely to be offensive. But as it is with his this Baneling and no speed, this means he's going to get a couple lings and do his best to get to the mid-late game, which makes sense. And Chimaera is totally forgoing the Baneling this entirely, which you can do if you get speed. Actually, well, I may be lying. Psosa gets speed right now, but I think this is going to be more defensive setup. And one thing of note is if we look at the spawning pool placements, if Psosa is able to get lings in, right, he's going to be able to do a lot more damage than you would hope, as the queen doesn't really block, whereas if you look at Psosa, he's got 2 spots to block with his queen. So he's got that little bit of a safety advantage. And in the meantime, just everyone droning up. Speed's on the way for both players. It's going to be about a 30-second difference. If it's capitalized on, that's great timing, but it's a very slim timing window.
But there you go, the 38-37 to 5. Psosa goes and takes his third. Doesn't really even need the Balin nest.
Yeah. And we do have 8 more lings on the way for Chimaera and speed. So he may be looking to get aggressive here. And honestly, about this timing is fantastic for just getting aggressive ZVZ, because you got your saturation-ish. You kind of got your tech path. And I mean, this was worth it by itself. Look, he got 2 workers. He forced drones off a little bit.
Got a good scout.
Exactly. And so this is interesting, right? Psosa is going for Ling attack, whereas Chimaera he's getting his lair, he's getting roaches. Now I'm not sure whether this is safety roaches or whether this is actually he wants to go roaches. I'm going to say this is a safety roach warning. If you look at it, he has 4 gases and he's no evolution chambers, which generally kind of says that, look, I want to go into meters. In response, Psosa is going kind of for an interesting all-in build. He's getting, I want to say this is going to be an all-in because at a certain point you get banelings, you get mutas, and no amount of links is going to kill that. He's getting 1-1, right? Which is not the standard in any means. And there we go, there's Inspire down.
Inspire down for Chimaera. Is Psosa psyched? He just saw the third just starting for Chimaera. He must be pretty happy about that.
Yes and no. So when you're going mutas, there are 2 ways to go mutas. There's going like 3 base and really hoping they don't attack, and there's also kind of this 2 base muta where you're going to have more gas because if you take about 3 gas if you go 3 base muta just to afford the drones and you get your gas later. What this is doing is, look, I'm going to have a swell of about 10 mutas, cleaning up your overlords, getting aggressive across the map, and I'm going to make up my kind of income deficit by doing this damage and forcing you to stay on 3 base. However, as I say that, this 1-1 timing is going to hit in about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And it's going to be interesting to see how Chimaera is able to deal with this, because if you look at it, Spire is still 10 seconds from completion. He's pumping lings, but 1-1 lings and banelings beat 0-0 lings. It's a fact of nature, right?
Yeah, I think he might be able to get the cancel on this. When the banelings come in, they don't have speed, which is kind of a bummer, but of course, this doesn't have his layer yet, or just finished. But I think he's going to be able to get the cancel on this.
Okay,
or not the cancel, the straight denial.
Yeah. Well, the mutas are out, and so these queens need to get their... yeah, this base is going to go down, unfortunately. But these mutas are going to be out. It's 4 right now. The problem is he's lacking... Well, he has Larva. I don't know what he's waiting for in terms of... there we go. Mutas are out, so these banelings are not going to get a ton done. I mean, sure, they're going to get damage here. But
very transfused.
Oh, very good. So these lings blocking the... Okay, so what Chimaera wants to do here is he wants to block the ramp and have the meter shell from above, which means there's minimal surface area for these 1-1 lings to actually get damage done. And he's held, right? But the problem is he's lost his third. And when you're going meter, you want 3 gas. And more importantly than holding this, Psosa has been given the opportunity to get spores up. And while spores are not nearly as good as they were in Heart of the Swarm, they're still decent. And it's going to be interesting to see what Psosa's tech transition is from here. He's going Hydralist then, which makes sense. He hasn't spent any of the gas he's made, not really. And he's going to take a 4th, which, you know, as the great artist said, win ahead, get more ahead.
I think this 4th was just way too aggressive. I don't believe Psosa can hold on to this, especially with the mutas out.
Oh, so I like this, right? So if you notice what he's targeting, right? He's doing his best to supply block Psosa, as you know, it doesn't matter what your income is when you can't actually.
you can't build anything.
And did he get a queen? Yes, he got one queen.
He got 1 queen.
So he's going to kill this 4th. Further supply blocking as a hatch is worth, I think, something like 10 supply, which is really great for Chimaera. It doesn't make him win the game, but it does hopefully bring him back into it.
I mean, he needs everything he can get.
He really does. We have Psosa going for the counterattack with these 1-1 lings, which really Chimaera's lings cannot deal with at all. Right, so this may be another cancel. He needs the mutas back here, and the mutas are not going to be back in time. So this is another third kill. Excuse me.
Ooh, that hurts. Especially on 2 base. Every mineral counts. But this is a pretty big Mutaball right now. 19 Mutas?
Yeah,
And
so
4 more on the way? He's going to need a lot of Hydras to deal with this.
10 are on the way. And I do think there is one mistake that Chimaera has made in which he did not get +1 attack. As you know, if you're dueling with Hydralisk, you want to be able to kill them as fast as possible so your regen can happen, and so targets kind of change a little bit faster. And that doesn't. Oh, okay. So if he's able to get, there we go. So he's going to be able to get this Spore Crawler. Should be. And really, he should be fighting these Hydras right here, as you pick them off in clumps. Is really when you're the Muta player, you don't want to fight the ball of 10, 12 Hydras. You want to fight the ball of, like 3, 4 Hydras, and you kill them off, and you force them to waste gas. And I like this, right? So generally, the response I favor in Muta versus ground is you get lurkers. You go to Hydra to get the lurkers. But Chimaera only has 2 bases. He's getting his 3rd up now, right? So Psosa has been mining for so much longer. He's not going to be able to afford 1/1 lurkers and sufficient amount of lurkers to stop this. But if there are no infestors, you know, Baneling's skill things, and he should be able to get this base, I think. He's going to eventually be able to get this, hopefully. Just sneak in and out. It's hard for Hydras to be really that mobile before they have speed.
He just does not want to commit that many Mutas. He's losing about 1 or 2 every single time he goes in.
Yeah.
He either needs to commit or just completely back off, and maybe try to jump into the main.
Honestly,
He
though, like,
has 20 Mutas. He can take out 2 Spore Crawlers with 20 Mutas.
especially if he angles it right, because the Spore Crawlers, I mean, if you look at it, they only do 30 damage versus Bio instead of what I think it was 45. So we do have another Ling run by, and these are a lot of Banelings. Chimaera does really need to deal with this, though. I mean, he's down 20 workers. He has the tech advantage, and that's really all that's going for.
Ooh, great Baneling hits, though.
Oh.
He really needs to clean those up. But there's still 4 Links in the main, just taking out drones. 11 drones have gone down. Probably around 13 will end up going down. Ooh,
That is
that's
the
a
magic
blow.
of 1/1 Lings. It is. Let me tell you, even when you have the lead, 1/1 Lings being pumped into your bases for all the time is the most frustrating thing in the world. However, Chimaera has his 1 window, right? He has his Mutas, and he has his 1/1 is going to finish on melee, and that is going to finish before any infestors can come out with actual energy, and before any lurkers can come out. Lurkers kind of shut this down, and this is nice, right? He's picking off a couple. He's doing his best to make sure that we happen, and there's still no mining at this 4th, so it's really a production facility.
Yep, it's certainly well defended, though. That's a fair amount of Hydras. He's got the 2 Spore Crawlers positioned very nice. He's going to cover the entirety of that mineral line. But I still think he should just go into the main and just see what he can do there.
The problem is he doesn't have Muta upgrades, and Muta upgrades are really what allow you to fight spores. So, I mean, this is a lot of Mutas, though. What is it, 20 Mutas? That's decent. And Chimaera's, you know what? Ultralisks. Ultralisks are a good unit. The only problem is Lurkers are coming out. And Lurkers in sufficient numbers are better units than Ultralisks are. Even with your upgrades.
Especially with the right positioning, too. I mean, if you catch a clump.
Yeah. Honestly, I would have liked to... I don't think Chimaera realizes how far behind he is. I really would have liked to see him go and just try to hit this time. I mean, there are roaches now, but if you take out all the Hydras, what does it matter, right? I would have liked to see him get aggressive and go do that. Or at the very least, you know, if he's going to play defensive, double expand behind this drone hardened. Oh man, if he gets this infestation, that's going to be very big. And he might...
he just needs to be pretty aggressive with it. He might lose a Muta or 2.
Now, that is...
Did it finish?
That is massive.
It was denied. It was denied.
No, it completed.
Good job.
It completed.
Really?
No, sorry. Never mind. Chimaera's completed. It was denied. I am a bad caster.
Good job. That was close. But now the 4th for Chimaera is under threat. He moved that Overlord in such a great amount of time. Right when Chimaera put that Hydra down, he moved the Overlord in position to scout it.
Oh,
good job. Oh,
look at this.
landmine.
Look at this. This is... I love you. If the Chimaera...
Oh!
He wants a
What's
better
going
hit.
on?
He wants a better hit. I love you. I love you. Please work.
Pieces are already splitting. What is this?
Okay, draw him back.
Wow.
Draw him back. He needs to... Man, if he does this... He's not... It's not...
I think it's too late now.
Yeah.
I think it's too late.
He can't...
He's already in the 3rd.
I mean, so he wants to be fighting these clumps, right? Taking these clumps out at a time. And he does that. So this is good. The problem is, right, is he's just so far... He was just been so far behind all game that as great as... I mean, well, you know what? I mean,
I don't know, double the supply, Chimaera at 80, Roach is in the main, and now he's fighting at the ramp. There's just not enough army units in here.
I was going to say this is fragile supply, so once the Hydras are done, the meters just kill everything. But the question is whether it does enough damage in time, and it clearly did enough damage.
Psosa taking game 1. He was pretty much ahead that entire game. Good job. Right when he took that early third, denied the third from Chimaera, then denied the third again, and got the kill on it instead of cancel.
Exactly.
Just good job for Psosa.
I was very well played, and that the best part about that, right? Okay, what was map 2?
Runes of Ceres.
Thank you. The best part about that is that it's so counter meta, at least as far as I've been able to see. You really don't see 1/1 ling attacks. You'll see maybe +1 ling going into ultras or something, but that early of a 1/1 attack is Chimaera's canceling the ready process.
That was Runes of Ellen.
Oh, never mind. Thank you.
Dion.
Let me see whether I can find Runes of Ceres.
It's no longer.
Wait, never mind. I'm looking at ladder. I'm looking at blistered maps. Why can't I find it? Okay, so I just need to wait for the custom maps thing to show up. At No Tech 4, his name is Psosa. This is StarCraft. It's not Pierre. Pierre is what we call out of game. Just like my name is Philip, but I'm Beowulf because we're in StarCraft. That's how it works. And Valdez is Spicy Salmon.
I'm gonna turn my light on just how dark it was in my room. My bad.
There we go. So I'm just waiting for maps to.
It's gonna be fun though. This is gonna be a 4-player map. We can see it pretty long. Or I don't know. I know Psosa is the one guy who, whenever we're on a 4-player map, and I've seen him do this to other people, not just me, is that he'll just cheese. It's like, oh, 4-player map, you're probably gonna go aggressive. Not cheese really, but like all in hard.
And that works unless it's so that is fantastic to do this map unless you get unlucky and it's cross bonds. And then like 13-13, 14-14, something like that really does not work well. Just because of the rush distance. And sure, you have speed, but they have 2 hatch and just the time it takes to figure out where they are. And doing all that is just annoying. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get this map up. It's taking forever for the custom games thing to load. I can't do much about it. I have like 800 megs down because of university internet.
Good.
So I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even realize Ruins of Endion was gonna be. What do you think of the loot now with ladder maps?
Can you get custom? Can you get Runes of Ceres to pop up?
Nope.
I don't know what's happening here. But it's so it goes.
Oh, yes, I can.
Okay,
Actually,
so I'll just make you party lead. No, I don't want to view profile. I want to make you party lead. Okay, so you'll make the map. And make sure to make it with WCS Game Heart. So, we have you viewing, we have Tech 4, we have Monk, we have a CT6 guy by the name of Fahrenheit. And I don't know who Bade wanna Desto Des of Doom. I don't know. But hey, thanks for watching, everyone. That hopefully we'll see some more great games, once everything loads in. It's waiting on me. Is it?
Yes. Yep.
Do I need to reload?
I'll cancel it. Create again.
I gotta reset StarCraft.
Oh no! Man, why does this always happen?
I don't know. It's popped up since the recent patch, I think. Like the whole you need to restart your game after your client after every game or something. Well, waiting for StarCraft to finish, and in the meantime, that was a pretty great game, right? It
was fun. That's not like the ZVZs I play. I usually rush right into Roach because I know my control can't handle a bling.
In my opinion, right? And of course, this is my opinion. I'm not every ZVZ player, but Muta versus Mutas are the best tech to go for, as they give you map dominance. They make it really hard to take that fourth. You really clean up all vision on the map, and you can even clear up creep, with an observer. They force your opponent into a very specific tech path. generally Hydras. And that allows you to build it. You get about 20 meters, you get +1 attack, and then you build into the counter. I like lurkers, as I was saying earlier. But there's also banelings, which work throughout the entirety of Heart of the Swarm. Because it's really hard to get an army that beats Mutiling Bane, Mutilurker, things like that on 3 base. Just the amount of gas you need. So it's better than it was in Heart of the Swarm because you get your third faster, so you get creep there, so you can spore it up. But still, they are. I think they're the best tech to go for in ZVZ. I may be biased though.
So what I do, which is kind of cheesy, but this is because I'm not a good ZVZ player, is that I will blindly go Hydras, and sometimes it works out. Because if they go Mutas, well, then I got a whole bunch of Hydras, and I'm bad at macros, so I don't drone up. So I'm kind of like all in on 2 base with a bunch of Hydras, and it works out really, really well.
I'm always very confused when I see a player, right, and they're barely getting their third, and I'm like, oh great, you got roaches, you just tried to attack me, and I go over with Mutas, and it's like 15 Hydras. I'm like, what? How do you?
Yeah, it's me. It's because we're so bad that we just blindly do that in the half. It's like flipping a coin.
It honestly makes because if I was to go upgraded lings, if I was to go to roaches, you would just die because Mutas or Hydras are stupid expensive.
Yeah.
And I would just surround you and kill. So
but nobody does that. Everyone goes Mutas. People like Mutas.
It's because they're the best tech, really. And even if you go...
Well, you want to know why it's also good versus me? It's because I don't spread my overload. So joke's on you. You can't kill any of those.
I still get in your base. I'm still going to kill your gas. I'm still going to make it impossible for you to take a fourth. And I'm going to shove lurkers down your face.
Yeah, that's why I all in. I all in. Like, right when I see the Mutas, I just push. And then I just do my best. And if it works, it works. And I'm good at DBZ. If it doesn't, then I'm terrible.
So yeah, I'm back in game, by the way. If you want to.
Oh, you are? That's why you wanted to invite me. I have your Skype thing right in the way. That's why. Did I invite you?
My Skype invite?
Our Skype channel.
Okay. Yeah, no, just invite me to the party. As you are party lead.
Yeah, I thought I just did.
I don't have it.
Chimaera goes put the beer down.
Are you broken too?
Did you get the invite?
I have not. I'm gonna look. I'll make a map, I guess, and invite you all to it.
Yeah.
Blizzard. What are you doing?
Oh, let's see.
Assuming my map's all load, which it looks like it's going to because it's doing the whole lag thing where it's
Wait,
loading them
see
all.
if you can do it now.
Oh,
see if you
there
can
we go.
Well, that's for the party. Oh no, I can never make the game. This is odd. I don't know what's happening. When they suggested you, it wouldn't work.
Has invited you to nothing.
You did not get the invite?
No, it says the party leader has invited you to, and then there's no map.
But you clicked yes, and the check marks. Oh no, it's not check marks. Dang it.
I restarted my StarCraft.
You know what? I'm gonna make you lead.
Oh, well, I can't get maps to show up.
So can't get maps. I'm just gonna create the game, and we're gonna see if that works.
I can't actually. It tells me. Anyone on in Twitch, does anyone know why this is happening? I guess the second answer is they play these games and we cast from replay afterwards.
That could work.
We might not have the pretty CTL stuff, but that's fine. I need to set my overlay to CTL. I don't. This is weird.
I also have another idea now. Ready? We are going to actually remove you from party. I'm going to make the game and then just try to invite you from there.
Okay.
That has worked once in my life, and it probably won't work again.
Let me know when you invite me to the party or to the map.
Fine. Should really just add you to my friends list. I keep going into your clan.
I have you on my friends list.
There we go. Added. All right. How's this going?
Wait, can I let me join off you actually. Is that gonna work? It's not letting me join.
I clicked the button to invite you.
I know. I'm trying to Oh! Wait, it's going!
Nope.
I'm getting downloading 96%.
Oh, wait.
Ah!
Pending, pending. There we go. See,
There we go,
everything
we're
worked
in,
out
boys! This is exciting. Lizard, please.
All right, we're about to start the game. They're both ready. Give me the GLs, and let's start us off.
Sounds good. So, the second map is finally Ruins of Ceres, and we were talking about how good that it... And Tech4, thanks for the map list. It was more of I could not get into the lobby once it showed up, once they found it, which was the annoying thing. I had to join off of them and spam it for a while, and then it lagged. Like, it took a minute after spamming that to get it to work. Anyways, we're now loading into game 2. Psosa is up 1-0. I'm going to do my best to remember how to control the overlay to do scores. I think I remember how to do it. Because I have the
shift something.
Yeah, it's like shift and control. Because I have the CTL overlay up now. So, yeah. And there we have it. Spawning in the top right, representing Team All Inspiration and Everything's Pink, we have Psosa.
And in the bottom right, the orange Zerg from Team Outset, it is Chimaera.
I'll get better at these camera movements eventually. So what is this? Control... Shift 1. There we go. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so this is a best of 5. I got it working. I'm so proud of myself. Anywho, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So these are vertical spawns, which means if you want to cheese, you're in a good spot to do it, right? And
they're going to see each other right away.
Yep. They're going to have the patented little Overlord kiss. They're going to go on their way. And it's going to be interesting. Both of them look like they want to go for hatch first, but there are a myriad of Ling all-ins, Ling main all-ins that come off of a hatch first. You get a fast gas, you get fast pool. You hit it around, I want to say, like 32 supply. And that's kind of the divergence point. 30-40 supply is the divergence point between like an all-in, a 2-base all-in, and getting your third, really. So that's kind of where we're going to see a difference, because as of right now, they're mirrored in seconds. I do like Chimaera this time is actually allowing himself to block where the queen would be, which is very nice. It means that if there is an all-in, it's one less attack path for Psosa to take. And Psosa is doing the same thing. It's kind of the standard in ZVZ now, for at least for those of us who have A, figured it out by doing it, or B, who have just watched Pig. Pig did a great ZVZ, like, hour-long tutorial analysis thing. Or B, see someone else in ladder and did that.
I saw a Korean do that one time, and I was like, I'm going to do that.
You saw who?
Korean, I forget who it was.
Dark or Solar, probably, as they're the best Zergs in Korea right now.
Probably, yeah, because it was for GSL. I don't know when though.
Oh man!
But I'm sure most Zergs do it because I've seen the links trying to funnel in with the queen right there, just blocking it. It allows like 1 or 2 Zergs to attack at once.
It's such a good feeling when they're like, "Hey, I have become Donald Trump and built a wall, except mine's actually effective, and I'm paying for it myself."
Aw. Who Trump was? I almost wore my Trump tie. Instead, I couldn't find it.
No, my
Ooh,
parents.
Baneling Nest from Chimaera.
I mean,
wow. Oh no, Roach Worm.
Yes, Roach Warren. So, and actually, if you look at this right, this is a weird spot to put a Roach Warren, which means that generally, if you have, I don't know why he's putting it here, because any Overlord's going to come in from the cliff. Any Lings really are going to see this most likely, even if they're scouting around. Sure, Lings they're looking back behind the mineral line, but they're probably going to see this. I mean, there's a chance they don't if they take the weird pathing, but generally. But this is indicative, this placement is indicative that he wants to get aggressive. This is not the Roach Warren of, oh, I'm going to play defensively. No, this is, and actually Roach Push is very good for these positions on this map.
Will he get Roach speed? Or will he just go
Now this...
through the window to the wall?
I mean, look at how many gases. He has 1 gas. This is, I want to say 6 Roaches, maybe 3 Ravagers. Oh, he's taking out. This is 8 Roach pressure, right? He's not going to be able to afford a Ravagers, which are great. You know, you go and you get 4 Ravagers and you just get rid of all the Overlords on the path, which gets rid of vision and heavily supply blocks a player. Which at this point in the game, that's big. That's 400 minerals, which is 8 workers at this point in the game, is not great. And if you look at this, Psosa is hiding it. And Chimaera, well, actually, this is very good for Chimaera. He's going aggressive himself. And while he's not going to be able to stop these roaches, he sees this, and he's going to be able to build banelings at home. He has a roach swarm coming up. He has spines coming up. He already has one, and he is up 6 workers. He's in a good spot to hold this, right? Oh,
man, he might be able to even do a little bit of a counter.
Oh no, Psosa saw it.
That would have been in big trouble.
And this is building. This is time. Okay, well no, he's not. He can't. There we go. He doesn't want to lose these.
Don't lose the links.
This is buying
really
time, right?
Mm-hmm.
For this attack, for these spines to finish. And honestly, these roaches are not going to get a ton done. These are 3 spines. These are links surrounding them, and there are a couple banelings back behind it. Oh, okay, never mind. The spine was attacking itself for a second. Not big. And now we have banelings coming in, and banelings are good versus links. And roaches are coming out for Chimaera as well. Well.
Ooh, he wasted the banelings on the roaches.
That's very big.
Oh, this is a lot of links.
Well,
he needs to pull drones, right?
No, he was in a good spot, right? The problem is he did not have his roach's wall, so the lings got a full surround, which is not what he wants. And yeah, he's going to have to pull workers. He's going. This is if he holds this up, going to be impressed. There's no Sim City, and these roaches are incrementing out, and now he's down on workers. And the lings are going to go into the main. What he really wanted here was more banelings, and roaches really he could have held this with one bane. He didn't, with those spines, he did not need the roaches he got. And especially now, he's not going to have the density of roaches needed to defend 2 bases. I mean, what he wants to do is have like 2-3 roaches. 2 is a wall on hold position on his. Well, he can wall the ramp. That's what it looks like he's going to try to do. Which is smart. He's going to have to join behind this. He's down 11 workers, which is not the best thing in the world. And he doesn't have queens, which means he doesn't have larvae.
And the 3rd base coming up for Psosa. Like, the damage has been done. Psosa must be feeling pretty good right now. I didn't expect that attack to do so much. I think like you said, and the roaches on the banes on the roaches was just he really needed good link connections. And that's quite the opposite.
And that comes down to the baneling positioning. If you noticed, it was kind of off to the right. There was with how the spines were set up, there was going to be no real way to get behind the roaches in order to get something done. However, if he had like towards the bottom of the map, he had a chance to sweep around and kind of get a flank, which would have been very important. So we do have a lair coming up for Chimaera. He's just droning up, doing his best to catch up with his really shrunken economy. This queen going to try to get 1 kill and get 1 shot off. I mean, it did 7 damage. Well done. And it's going to be interesting to see what Chimaera goes for here, right?
Chimaera's looking more and more roaches. Is he just going to try to do 1 big attack?
Yeah, he doesn't have an Evo chamber. He's not going for roach speed. I don't know what the lair was for, right? Generally,
he just didn't have the gas for it. He may have jumped the gun a little bit. I'm not sure.
Yeah, roach speed is 100 gas. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he's saving. They're the lings, but I mean, roach speed is not going to be in any time for this attack, and he's still down on army supply, even as he's been building roaches the entire time. So I'm not sure what he's going for. Like, I thought maybe he was going to go Nidus, but
that would be a bad idea.
Because he figures, Psosa is going to go aggressive beyond. You know, Nidus in there, go wall off the main ramp, kill them. Like that would have been a very good thing for him to do. But as of right now, I think he's just incorrectly far behind. Right, he's down. What is that?
He just built an Evo chamber too. I don't agree with that. You can't try to tech up out of this.
I mean, you can't all in out of this either. He's down. He's down 16 workers. He's down a base, and he's down 20 army supply. There's no all in he can do outside of maybe a Nidus that works. So, and you can't fight. You can't fight 2-0 roaches with 0-0 roaches. It doesn't work. So I don't know what he's going like. This is just a really bad spot for him to be in, and that all comes down to those either not getting enough damage, or B, messing up his Baneling control with those Banelings. Because he was in a fantastic spot. You know, he had his roaches coming out. He was about even an army supply. He had spines. Like, that was
spines.
really good for him.
Yeah, totally. Good job for Psosa doing what he can. Because I wouldn't have been able to do that much with that attack.
Well.
And really, I really applaud Psosa on his patience. What I've noticed a lot of Zergs do, and it's what I do too, is right when I get the third and I do a successful attack, I'll immediately drone up the third as much as possible. But he actually had about 8 drones just sitting in that third for a long time while he built up an army. And now he just finished droning. Because he felt comfortable with it. He knew Chimaera wasn't going to go for one big attack, so good job on the patience. I know that's probably basic Zerg knowledge, but I wouldn't have done that. And I know a couple other Zergs that wouldn't have done that either.
Well, what the reason he did drone up, right, is... Or he didn't drone up, is he was, if you notice, he was continuously checking the wall of roaches that he had, or that Chimaera had, and he saw there were more and more coming. So he's like, well, you know what? I'm not going to risk it, and I know I did a ton of damage. I wiped out all the drones. So I already have a drone lead, right? This is a production facility for me. I don't need to go get on 60 workers versus his 20. Like, that just opens me up to too much damage. And as a result of this, he's up 20 army supply. 20-ish army supply. He's up 2 upgrades, about to be. He's up 1 right now. And it really, it's going to be it's a big ask to see Chimaera actually win this. Look, Chimaera, Psosa's like, look, I am so far out, I'm going to take a 4th. And he is. It's totally uncontestable, right? Just the army supplies. And sure, Ravagers mean that the army supplies don't mean as much, like if you get your Ravager shots, and it's all about the concave and the corrosive biles, rather than the straight up army supply like it was in Roach Wars and Heart of the Swarm. But really, this gives him some safety, and this means that he can tech up to infestors. He's going to. I want to say this is for lurkers. That's the next thing. And you know what? This is the point where Psosa decides that he is strong enough, and he's going to go attack and probably win. I mean, Chimaera's setting up a good concave, right? He's splitting this up. The thing that you learn to do to get from platinum to diamond, aka pre-split. And I'm not saying Chimaera's diamond in the slightest. He's a fantastic player. But it's just kind of interesting to see kind of the things that you generally see that make the difference between, say, a platinum player, diamond player, master player, things like that. And one of these things is, well, Chimaera just got totally out of position. He didn't have much of a choice. And now,
yeah, but the Psosa's army is just so much bigger. He even gets a little bit of a wraparound. And plus that 2-1 versus 1-0. Yeah, easy battle for Psosa. Wow, talk about when you get ahead, get more ahead.
Really, though. I believe he's channeled the great words of Artosis. And really that comes down to, he had better army supply, he had more roaches, he had better upgrades, he had better economy. And that all comes down to those 2 Banelings at the beginning of the game. That's 100% the difference in this game.
That's wild. Man, ZVZ.
It's a great matchup. I mean, sure, roaches, they're fighting each other. No, it's a pretty great matchup. I may be biased because I'm Zerg, and I had to play a ton of it. So what we're gonna have to do, what seemed to work, is you make the map, and then I join off of Psosa or you or something like that.
Yep, I'm making Lairlac Crest right now. Lairlac Crest, probably the best Zerg map in my opinion. Just the gold bases are so much fun.
The golds in Lairlac?
Yeah.
What golds in Lairlac?
The 2 golds? It's the golden map.
No, that's Prion.
Oh my god, no, Lairlac is the worst map ever. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No, you are 100% right.
I feel like I'm so
Lairlac.
confused.
It is still a great Zerg map, but man, what an ugly map. How happy am I that it's gone?
Honestly, though, I think Lairlac was much more imbalanced in terms of, what's the word? In terms of ZVP than Prion ever was. Everyone talked about, Prion, you know, there we go. Prion, it's terrible. ZVP is miserable. But I think Lairlac was much more... Prion was decent, right? You just had to kind of survive this phase. Whereas with Lairlac, there's just how much you can abuse the lurkers with the position outside the natural in the third. I thought that was much more abusive in terms of what a Protoss could do could survive. Granted, this is EVZ, and this means all-ins because the ramp is big.
I'm kind of nervous, man. Psosa is at 2-0. Chimaera, like Chimaera's got to
They
pull out some
haven't.
cheeky tactics.
The thing is though, Chimera should feel confident because as much as the game ended up being a stomp, it was not a stomp because one player was strictly better than the other. It was more of a stomp because because of leads gained in the early game that were bad luck. Anywho, spawning in the top left, representing Team All Inspiration, we have Psosa.
And in the other top left, the orange Zerg from Team Outset, Chimaera. And close spawns again. I don't know how I feel about that.
So this is interesting, right? So just looking at Psosa's overlords, the common way you scout, right? You scout towards the closest natural in ZVZ. That's kind of common sense. It's so you can see what's happening. And Psosa, I've thought about this. I'm not sure whether it's good or not, but what Psosa's doing is he is scouting against that because he knows that if his opponent is top left, he's going to be scouting towards the right first and foremost.
Get meta.
It's super meta. And we have Chimaera. Yeah, we have Chimaera for the first time. He is doing something a bit cheeky. He's going 14-14, and it looks like he's going to take... I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong supplies. Psosa's going for a 14-14, and it's going for quick link speed. So what this is this is a 14-14, and then you get you get your natural at, I want to say 22 supply, and it's a speed link flood. You can go macro off of it, but you need to do early damage. Whereas, and it's stopped by a couple builds. It's strong, especially strong on close positions on this map because if you look at the ramp, it's not as bad as it was when the rocks didn't come up, but the ramp is just big, so speed links are fantastic. Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I totally forgot to change the overlay. Now viewers, we can see the game. You haven't missed too much.
Nothing's happened yet.
All you've seen is Psosa has gone for a speedling flood. No, he's not. Never mind. That's weird. I'm sorry. He took his hatch 2 supply early. So what this tells me is he's maybe going less of a speedling olive than I thought he was. Anyways, but Chimaera's reacting to this the right way. Generally, when you're down 2-0 in a series, you can expect some sort of cheese. He's getting a Baneling Nest. He's getting a decently timed speed. He's still going to have to wait a while. But it's not the best thing. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Although, and here we have the speedlings. We have 10 coming up.
Yeah.
And it gets bad if this Overlord is sniped. Right? It's going to force another 100. It's going to force more larva. Wait, can you see this? Oh, he sees the lings. Like, these lings are obviously trying to hide from this Overlord, and Chimaera saw it. So, we see him. He's pumping ling. He should be pumping lings. He has a couple.
He's getting the Baneling
Nest.
Nest.
Speed is 20 seconds from completion, and okay, so he's going to get the whole position on this queen, which is fantastic, and what he wants to do when speed's done is go and sweep around. Now, I don't think he's going to lose this base. He very well might. It depends on how he decides to hold this. I don't want him to. That would be a big mistake, and this is the point where the base is going to die. He waited too long. But what he can do from here, sure, there's a drone lead for Psosa. Sure, there's a base lead, but there's a tech lead, all right, for Chimaera, and he has all of the links heavily damaged. So if he goes, he's gonna go Banelings. He's gonna pump links. He's going to retake his natural. I lied, but really he needs to get some damage done here because it's not. This isn't one of those things where it's a 14-14. You can afford to lose your natural against a 14-14 if you go hatch first. Against the 17-17 without a Baneling Nest, you really cannot afford to lose a base. So
here we go, Chimaera storming the ramp right before it's done. Ooh, wastes all the Banelings on the hatchery. And it's going to be an easy hole for Psosa. Wow.
Okay, so what you got to... Banelings are a little finicky with whether they explode or not. So what you got to do is you got to actually target them on clumps of lings or press the manual explode button. But that was really Chimaera's chance to get some damage. And the spines are up now. There's 2 base saturation. There are 3 queens. This is really not breakable. He's going to go into roaches. That's kind of the only chance he has. But Ling Bane, nothing's going to happen, right? Sure, there's some miraculous Bane hit, but not likely.
Especially with 2 spines up, like Chimaera can't really do any damage anymore. And once again, we see Psosa with a base op and more drones.
And honestly,
Same old song and dance from the past 2 games.
this is and honestly though, ZVZ, right? This kind of aggressive into macro style is very strong. We've started to see it played more and more. I see it happen against me, and it makes me very sad because you're dealing with this, and you're like, I'm building units, and then they're droning it behind, and you get behind, and it's not fun. It's difficult. It's difficult to find the balance because you started to see it kind of towards the end of Heart of the Swarm, but not that much. And I like this wall from Psosa, right? Like, so it's spine, roach, spine, and sure, it doesn't actually wall off, but it's less surface area for Lings to kill spines, which is really all he needs right now. And sure, we have roaches. We have 6 roaches, more on the way, and Chimaera's up an army supply, but I would love to see this work. I want to get more games because I think these players are very evenly matched. It's just been not build order counters, but a better understanding of how to play/defend early aggression in ZVZ. So apparently we have I don't know why we have a TV show, but Tech4 is reporting that. I guess I'm slideshowing.
Because we had a radio show earlier.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So one thing to note, right? Just in terms of ZVZ things you can do that make sense in every matchup, the Lings are clicked on the front roach because the problem you'll have in ZVZ, right? Or any sort of all-in is your Lings go ahead of your roaches, and it's bad.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me.
So right now we have all these Lings coming through, and we have not enough Banelings to break this. And look at all these queens, right? What I do like is he's going in on these Banelings need to get these Lings, and that's going to be one good
Just one good failing hit. That's all you need.
Okay, so
but Chimaera actually doing it.
This is going. Oh, and those were good. Those were very good connections. This actually. So the problem is right now is these roaches. Okay, so he's microing the roaches back. He has enough Lings left, and he's just counting. Really, what he wants to be doing is he wants to be building Lings off of this, not roaches, as he has enough roaches left, and Lings reinforce so much faster. But this is game.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to be like calling GG early, whatever.
No, this is GG. This is GG.
Bases going
These
down.
are drones coming off the line, GG.
And the best part about it, right? I don't know if you saw, but Chimaera had the natural block, right, with a couple roaches. So he always was going to have kind of the concave with the roaches that Psosa was making. And this is great, though. You notice the hold position on the Lings. It's not on the drone. It's not going to do enough, but that hold position really kind of screws up, and it repositions things. But GG to Chimaera. We're going to have a game 4.
Oh, dude, we got a series now.
I know, it's great. I'm excited.
I got nervous. To be honest, right when that attack happened, I was like, Psosa's got this. I was like 3-0.
I didn't think it was going to work. I was hoping it was because I want to see more of these players play. I highly respect Chimaera as a player. He's fantastic at ZVZ, right? And Psosa, of course, won Season 2. I think either of these players can take games off. Whether they can actually take a series off of Monk, who knows, right? But I think they can at least take games off of Monk. So it's not like I want to see Chimaera win because he's the only one that can deal with Monk. No, these are both very good players, and honestly, I'm stealing some of. I'm learning as I watch this, which is always fun, right?
I'm just waiting for the players to accept. Now we're on Prion. Now we're on the gold bases.
Okay, yeah, I'm waiting to see whether I can join it. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Got it. Oop.
And you know, I'm sorry, Tech4. I didn't see the first thing about a radio show, so that is my fault. There we go. So, game 4, Prion Terraces, and the funny thing about Prion, right? You would think it would be both players trying to get their natural established in order to take advantage of that gold. But really, it's kind of the opposite. The rush distance is a bit short, and both players don't want their opponent to get that gold. So what you'll see a lot, you'll see 14 pools, you'll see Ling Bane attacks, and doing their best to really not let any natural happen. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Psosa has shown a proclivity for getting aggressive early, and Chimaera has finally shown that he can punish this. It's going to be interesting to see whether he can punish it again if Psosa goes for this. There we go. Okay, I actually got obs set up this time. We can see people loading in.
Yay!
Yay! I'm sorry, people watching. This is much better than my production of Monk versus Cruel. By the way, just saying, this is much. I'm not casting with my mic muted half the time. True
Oh,
story.
rip.
I forgot to unmute my
Wish I
mic,
saw
and
that.
obs. It was bad. Anyways, so spawning in the top left, representing Team All Inspiration, we have Psosa.
He's spawning in the bottom right. Already taking an early gas. It is Chimaera. What's this early gas about?
So, I was talking about 14-14s.
Yeah.
That's kind of, well, looks like it's going to be more of a 13-13. And really, there's not much of a difference. I don't know which is more efficient. I've seen builds for both. I've seen builds for both work in pro matches. I can't really tell you the... I mean, 13-13, you get it a little faster. Your 14th drone is a little slower, so I don't know what the difference is. It's going to be interesting to see whether... Oh, this is not... So, Psosa is going for a natural. And it often... Sometimes it feels in ZVZ on this map, especially when one player goes 14-14, is whoever takes a natural first dies. That's more often with a 14... when you have matching builds. But even with this, Psosa is probably going to lose this natural. Now the question is, though, is whether he goes balls to the wall and goes gasless, which he... No, he's not. Okay. Well, yes, he is. Okay, and he's not.
Okay.
I was like, okay, man, if he goes gasless on this map, he's balls of
He's got a game
titanium,
to blow.
really. Like,
He's got a game to just chill.
oh wait, let me fix.
Man, I shout out to Chimaera doing this really, really aggressive build with basically his life on the line.
And I mean, what is interesting? I was practicing with Chimaera before this, as I said, he's kind of turned into my practice partner, and I was doing a lot of this, 14-14ing him. He did the same thing. Oh, is he going to see that?
He saw two links.
But that's a weird path for two links to take, right?
Right.
So that is he's gonna know something's up, especially on this map with how this map plays.
Well, he might not have noticed it. I don't think he saw it.
And these other links, I think, are going to get around. So we have 4 links coming up, and speed's almost done for Chimaera. Now the interesting thing, though, this is 14-14-22. I want to say is when that hatch was taken, which is the speedling attack. Okay, so there's no question that this spine is going to go down, and this is, you know what, so the secondary reason why this build is great on this map is you want to be transferring workers to your natural. So the speedlings have a better chance of getting access, so speed's done. And really, so 3 workers are down. Psosa is going to get the worker beaten. If he just targeted those down, right, look at these, there are workers with 5-10 hit points, which is great. But he's just waiting for these more links to show up. And Psosa has decided the best way to do this is to build a Roach Warren. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but that's what he's going for. Because he really didn't get speed, and this was kind of the build all along. And I would love to see Chimaera maintaining the aggression, right? He doesn't know that no lings are up, but he certainly knows there's no speed for right now. And you can dart in, you can dart out, you can take advantage of... the desire, like all those lings in the natural, you can try to snipe queens, things like that. And if you go aggressive, you want to stay aggressive. If you kind of get 3 worker kills and go from there, it's not the best thing. If you notice the incomes, Psosa is mining a ton more off of what was less workers. And what Chimaera really needs to do is he needs to transfer 8. So the math is 8 workers. I don't know if you, but there was some math on Reddit a week ago, or not a week ago, a couple weeks ago, where you get 8 workers. You only transfer 8 instead of 12, and you build the 4 from there. It's more efficient. You get like 100 extra minerals after the first minute.
Good to know, because I always transfer 12.
I did too before I saw that Reddit post.
But yeah, I completely agree. I wish Chimaera was just a little bit more aggressive, even with those. I think he had 10 lings, while Psosa had 4 and a queen. I think he could have gotten a little bit more damage done there. Of course, he could always counterattack right now.
He is being aggressive. Well, this is great. Well, okay, never mind. Pillar's not going to do it. Now, the thing is...
Oh no, here we go.
I mean...
Third link's killing the queen.
I totally missed that. I'm sorry. So this is great for Psosa, right? He's going to be... There's no mining at the main. He's getting a bunch of workers.
Great for Chimaera.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Did I say Psosa?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The problem is, though, right? These are even workers, but all the mining is happening at the gold for Psosa, and all the mining is happening at the blue for Chimaera, which is... Chimaera would be such a good spot right now if only he mined from his gold. That is the reason why Psosa was ahead in Army for a while. Now, the taps have opened. If you notice how many overlords Chimaera was building. And Psosa doesn't scout this, right? He has not. He's only seen this natural building. He has not seen how many roaches are being built, which means that there is going to be a nice window where Chimaera is going to be able to get some damage done. I mean, look at this. He's up 10 army. He's up 14 army supply, and the best part about this is Psosa is attacking into him, and that is not what Psosa wants to be doing right now, right?
He's going to tell me he's back. Yeah. Oh, we might get the rapid
around. There's going to be a nice chunk damage, and this is an excuse really for Chimaera to move across the map as well. Although, I would like to see these lings going and harassing all the roaches. Although it's fun. There we go. It's funny.
There we go, yeah.
So this is great, right? Just picking this stuff off. This is what you want to do. You already know you have an advantage. Oh, he's going to get the surround too, which is even better.
5 roaches?
Need to be attacking. And Psosa has made the mistake of taking a third.
Yeah, what gives this guy the right? He's so aggressively standing.
This is not going to... Okay, there we go.
I know it's Legacy of the Void, but come on, man. Dude is so aggressive with expanding. And this is a huge army right now, but it's, honestly, so far every person who's attacked has lost.
Well, so, that's because everyone who's attacked has had the lower army supply. Chimaera just has the better army, right? I would love to see his roaches concave, but
it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's even Stutter 7. He's going to kill a ton of drones. Even if he loses every single roach, which he won't, he'll be fine.
And we have more roaches coming out. I mean, look, just the production tab right now is just roach laying. He's up 20 army supply. His workers are even. He's actually mining more from the... Well, he's not mining from the gold anymore. He was mining more from the gold. And sure, these lings are surrounding stuff. But I mean, look at this, right? This is not quite the... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, this is not quite the terrible GG scenario it was on Lairlac, but Psosa is...
Now honestly, it's a reinforcement. This is GG.
And
no way.
Not only is it GG because the army supply, there's no queen in the natural, so it's 2 queens production versus 1. And there we have it.
Two, boys!
There we go!
Buckle up for a game. I didn't think this was going to happen.
Chimaera, the practice is paying off. As much as I never play... Honestly, I don't play roaches that much. So I don't know where he's getting this from. Ladder, probably. But this makes me happy. I apologize if I'm Chimaera favored.
It's okay. I'm pretty much Psosa favored. I don't know. I like them both. They're both great guys. But I still think Psosa is going to take this game. I think it's time for Psosa to sit down, look himself in the mirror, and just be like, all right, I got this.
And what was the 5th map?
Orbital.
Well. Orbital, you know, if someone breaks out the 3 hatch before pool on this map, I'm not even going to be mad. Now, granted, both of these players have shown an incredible proclivity for going non-hatch first, and hatch first is what you want your opponent to do. If you want to do 3 hatch before pool, it's just the way it works. So I don't think anyone's going to be brave. If someone has the balls to do this, they deserve to win, honestly. But really, I'm excited to see Chimaera get over his nerves. I mean, a part of this was... It just felt a little nervous. Like, he was afraid to commit to some attacks, things like that. And, you know what? I guess being at match point has been good for him. Because he's like, you know what? I got to attack now.
He has to be near death to, like, really thrive.
And, you know, if we see an all-kill... I'm going to be happy.
A reverse all kill.
Exactly. All kills are... That's just one player's better than the other. Reverse all kills are... This just happened. This is fantastic. This is the drama, right?
Wow. Man. I really, really thought this was over. I really thought this was over in Game 3. Like, the Lairlac crest.
And honestly, this shows kind of the volatility of the high-tier Zergs at... in the CTL, right? So I beat Chimaera. Chimaera's taking it to Psosa. Cruel beat me. There's no way Cruel beats Chimaera. I'm pretty sure Psosa probably beats me. Right? Things like that. So, like, there's... I don't know whether this love triangle of different playstyles of the top tier Zergs in the CTL, like this different, like, you know, like rock, paper, scissors. So I don't know whether that's what it is, but it's really... There's no one... I mean... Psosa's great, Chimaera's great, Picker's great, although Picker likes to all-in too much, so I don't like
Picker, I know to go play very, very safe when I'm against Picker.
Oh, yeah. And see, that's my. I tend to be as greedy as possible, right? Um,
Can't do that. Can't do that versus him.
yeah, which just makes me sad. But that's how I. Well, actually, so when Heart of the Swarm, when Legacy of the Void started, what I would do is go like 16, 15, 14, hatch pool gas, and just they would always all in because ZVZ for the first like season of Legacy of the Void was just Ling main all-ins all the time, and I got my Ling micro really good, and I would just hold it and be taking a layer as they all into me, and I wouldn't be spending any gas, no Baneling Nest, and just get like 10 mutas out at like 5 minutes, and they would win, and I would win. It was pretty great. I love this. Tech 4. Go Pierre, go Pierre, go! After game 2 or game 4. No Pierre, no!
I wouldn't be worried though. I mean,
I'm not worried for Chimaera
I say
at
they
all.
got a 50-50 shot right now either. Who wants it more? An orbital. What a map to end us off on.
It's a pretty great map. It's a great muta map. If you look at this, how many spots you can get in to harass. And when you're playing mutas, what you want to do is you want to be the aggressor, especially if it's muta versus muta. You want to be keeping your opponent in their base, and that's a great map to do this on. Anywho, spawning in the bottom left, we have Psosa. There we go.
And in the top right, the oranger from Team Outset, it is Chimaera.
Well, he's no longer on outset actually.
Is he officially on another team?
No, but he's not on outset.
Guys, here's his resume right here.
You know what? I got dibs. I want CT6 to get him, so I can no longer worry about practicing with him, and then having him tell about how I play ZVZ to the rest of his team.
Or worse, actually having to play him.
I played him week 1.
Oh,
I
really?
I threw harder than Nolan Ryan.
Ooh. That's sad.
I was up. Oh wait, there we go. If the thing was not on fire, I was up an upgrade. I was up a Ling upgrade. I was up 2 bases. I was up like 30 army supply, and I got fungled when I wasn't paying attention to my meters. And even then, I was ahead in upgrade even on meter supply, but I couldn't get them. I couldn't kite him long enough to get rid of the damage. So.
Well, once the fungal happens, it's sad.
I mean, the funny thing is though, it brought us down to even muta numbers.
You were that far ahead?
I was that far ahead.
Dang.
He got 3 fungals on my entire army. I killed I got Lings and I got the 4th infestor before it wiped everything out, and it brought us down to even muta numbers. That's how far ahead I was.
What map was it?
It was Laralac actually.
Oh, ew, what a gross map.
And I was up 5 bases to 3 mining to his effectively 1 mining base. I hated myself for a week. It was so bad. And then I got my revenge.
Power of Chimaera.
I got my revenge in the CSL. It was okay. But, that hurt. So we have both players kind of not going for the really aggressive style we've seen from the last couple maps, as this is game 5, and there are counters. Well, as I say that, never mind. I lied. This is an early Roach Warren.
Oh, I didn't see that. Never mind. Wow, game 5, Chimaera. Slow down there. Slow your roll.
What is interesting, though, is Psosa has elected to go gasless. This is scary.
A lot of slow legs. He's gonna need a lot of slow legs.
And I mean, he's getting a spine, right? That's what you want to do, and this is a good spot for the spine. But really, this is, depending on when he plops stuff down, this is going to be this is going to be hard to hold, right? And because especially, and actually, this is great. So queens are good at holding things, right? And he's taking his gases now, so it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. But I saw Chimaera scouting. Chimaera scouted Psosa. He scouted his match history, and he said, like, look, he likes to go gasless. I've seen him do it a couple times. And Orbital is a good map to go gasless on. It's not. Okay. This is 2 gas. You know what? I've studied ZVZ. I have no idea what's going on right now.
I mean, if you don't, I certainly don't. But you gotta think, Chimaera knows, like you said, Chimaera knows that he went gasless, because he also saw the spine crawler, and he hasn't seen that anytime he takes gas. So once he saw that, he must be like, he's playing safe, he's doing something a little risky. So he must know that Psosa went, like, he knows.
Yeah,
So, but I just don't know what he's trying to do. Like, he's trying to go like fast Hydra.
Nidus?
Trying to go two base Muta?
No, this is not.
No
Look at
way.
there are two
Oh,
gases
roaches.
taken.
There we go. Oh, and roaches after the.
I mean, you can get roaches. You go roaches into Muta, but this is only. Is this like a roach speed attack? I'm.
All right, now also think if you don't know what it is, chances Psosa.
Well, Psosa hasn't scouted either, right? So he has no way of.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. His first scout's coming across the map, and he hasn't seen a base. He's gonna see some roaches, I think, but I don't even think he's going to be able to get in.
I don't know if he hides these roaches too much. I think he should put like 3 at the front.
Yeah,
Oh,
really
there we
though.
go.
I mean, well, these.
This is too many roaches, right? That's
Yeah.
too many roaches.
I don't know.
That quicker?
I've never seen this before, right? So I wish I knew what it was. Well, I know what this is now, right? This is a roach speed timing, hoping to knock and playing on the fact that Psosa is getting a third. However, Psosa has seen something like this before. Look, he's getting a couple spines. However, all right, with this fast lair, with everything like this, even if Chimaera takes the third out with this timing and goes from there and takes his own third, and he's going to be down an upgrade, but he'll be ahead in roaches and he'll be ahead in tech for a while. That is good for him. That it's not quite the lead that Chimaera will have. Psosa has after every game, but
He's gonna hold.
he can. Oh well, these no. This is too late. I love this, right? If this was hitting 2 minutes earlier with just Roach Ling, I would have loved it. However, this is gasless. This means that, well, the supplies are slightly, workers are ahead, army supplies slightly ahead, but look at this, upgrades up, right? Missile attack is done for Psosa, and it's not. So he's going to be fighting at an upgrade disadvantage. He's going to be fighting against a larger army supply, and his third's only just down now. So not only does he not have that economy, he doesn't have that production. But Psosa's just going to elect to stay back. He's like, look, I got spines. You're not going to break me. When I'm ahead, I'm going to get more ahead, which I'm not sure I agree with. I think he could just go kill him right now with his upgrade. But
He may be nervous. He may think that those 3 spine colors might have been like too much of an investment to really try to make a very big push right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see that. However, I don't know what Chimaera's. So he's droning behind this, which is great, but he's down this production facility. So he's 20 workers down, 19, which is a really bad spot to be in ZVZ. I mean, these Ravagers are great. The problem is is there going to be a window? There's going to be a 2-second window. Such a great window, right? There's going to be a 2-second window.
Oh man.
Where it's +2 to +0. Granted, is that window going to be hit? Most likely not. But that's kind of how far ahead Psosa is tech-wise. And that's one of the things you can do when you open up gas. Is you get your late gas, and you just have all this money to work with. And you can see it right now. If the, Chimaera's doing a good job. He's going to go clear up some vision. Army supplies are about even. But even with this, Psosa's he's going to get +1 Carapace, and, what is it, 2-1 beats 2-0. I mean, that's kind of the way it works. And, I mean, I guess Chimaera's way back into this, he's going to take it to 4th. And he's slowly catching up in the worker count. He's trying to drone and build army at the same time. Honestly, I would have liked to see him build army or build workers. This half and half just means he's going to kind of stay behind. One way to back into this, though, is he's getting a Hydra Den. And, Hydras are good. Hydras are good against pure Roach. The question, though, is whether this is going to work.
Will he even go Hydras, or will he just go straight into Lurkers? Like, will he even kind of bother with, like, getting the Hydra +1, or will he just go into Lurkers?
I don't think he has the timing, though. Oh, I lied about the 2-second timing. I did my math wrong. The problem is, though, right, is
forgiven.
Psosa is going to be looking to go into this as soon as possible. And he's not even... Chimaera realizes this. He's getting the Hydra speed, Hydra range, muscular arguments. And
why are you moving your Overlord, Chimaera? No! Oh, I don't know if you caught that, but Chimaera just moved it so he would not see the army moving out.
And the problem is right now is, look at this. Double army supply, right? Sure, and roaches are coming out, but...
Okay,
Chimaera's dead.
What about the early GG stuff? I don't know, look at that spread. I wish he had spines.
I mean, well, okay,
Oh!
those are good bile hits, right? But look at
That
that.
didn't do too much, though.
It's +2 versus +1.
There's so many more Ravengers, too, for Psosa, and that's it. Wow. Just like that, marching straight up into his base. Psosa taking the semifinals 3-2. Wow. GG, well played from Chimaera. Manner as always. And now he's got to go against Monk, so out of the fire and into the fire.
I'm looking forward to that. And really, that all comes down to, I don't know if you're looking at banks. They were even on our army supply for quite a while. And then Psosa, or Chimaera just started banking, I guess, in order to get his Hydras out. And that was the 40 army supply lead. That's right. It just immediately happened. You got 30. He got 40 army supply up. Psosa did. That's how it happened. So, good games from both. I enjoyed that series.
Yeah, that was good. That was one of the more fun TBDs. It was kind of weird. It was also fun knowing that it was the two of some of the best Zergs.
Hey, look, I'm diving in their Masters. Yeah. That puts them above me any day. I don't think any match versus, and when it's Chimaera versus me, I don't think I'm the underdog, but they're the better players.
And that was good. And Psosa, I mean, the whole question is now, can Psosa ever take a game off Monk? It's not even that, like, can Psosa wins? Can he take a game off Monk? Which he has before. He's beaten him in CTL matches before. So,
I mean, Monk is one of those players where he could hit Grandmasters if he had the time, right? He's just that good.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that was a fantastic series. That was much closer than the other semifinal, and it was great to see this. This is the last time we will see Chimaera for a while. We're going to get Psosa in the finals, but all of these players are ineligible to play in the next couple seasons of the CSL, as they're all masters. And wow, what just happened with my mic? And unfortunately, this is Diamond and below, so we're going to see a whole new crop of people next time.
Yeah, I really want to see him in the no-name weeklies. Mostly we just kind of see the Terrans kind of tear that up, plus Razgriz.
I mean,
so
I've seen Psosa.
Psosa has played some of those?
Yeah, I think so. I've seen one. You want to see a good Zerg, though. The no-names with weekly, or the no-names with Listel, he plays a totally different way. And it's great fun to watch too. Like he's a very
Listel came out of nowhere. That was weird.
I mean, he played professional Brood War. I would expect him to be pretty good when he comes back to it.
Yeah, right.
Especially as Legacy of the Void is more like Brood War. So I hear. I never played Brood War. It came out. What was it? Like 4 years after I was born. 2 years after I was born.
Really?
So.
Oh man, you youngin. God, grow up.
I mean, I'm growing up at 1 second per second.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. You're on pace.
Exactly. Well, do you have anything more to add about anything else, or should we sign off?
No. Good games to Chimaera. Good games to Psosa. Very fun series. 3-2. Always fun when it gets that end game.
Oh, definitely. And yeah. I don't know when the finals are going to be played. That's dependent on when Monk and Psosa schedule. I think it's within the next week, as that's what the scheduling is. I am going to try to cast that. Certainly, if I don't cast it live, I will cast it from replays. Hopefully with maybe Polar or someone, I don't know, whoever's around. It all depends on when it's scheduled and how many essays I have to write that week. Because aerospace engineering is a fun major, guys, as long as you don't like sleep. So, congratulations.
Thanks for casting with me, man.
Oh, no, thanks for casting on short notice. So again, thanks to Chimaera and Psosa for showing some great games. Congratulations to Psosa. He's going to go in the finals to play against Monk. And thank you to everyone for watching. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.